Hi everybody, this is Bill from AT Makers. I wanted to make a really quick video because we did just finish printing some Adafruit feather boxes. These are the enclosures designed by Noah and Pedro Ruiz. I want to show what ours looked like when they came out, give a little bit of feedback on that, and also make sure everybody's aware of what these are for and why we asked for them. The design files, the STL files for these are available on the Adafruit Learning Center. It's on the main page right now under 3D printed case for Adafruit Feather. If you search for FeatherBox, I'm sure you'll also find it. As you can see, there are three main components to this case. There's a battery container, compartment for the feather itself, and then a top. There are variations of these. You can get them with or without screw down tabs and things like that. All of the files are available for you to modify to fit your own needs, as we probably will. But I thought I'd go ahead and just jump down to what we printed and how they came out, give this feedback to them, and send it off to Adafruit. So here is here's the box as we are using it. Let me turn off my own camera here. All right, so we have the three parts we printed. We chose a base that will hold the 2000 milliamp hour battery, and also has screw down tabs so that we could mount it, whether we're mounting it to like a wheelchair or whatever. You'll see that we printed this in PETG, and it's very, very strong, but it does have kind of some stringing here that we had to take off, and I guess I didn't get all of it off of there. I've seen that before when we have a PETG, and that just might be my settings. It may just be that's how it's going to come out. It certainly works perfectly. It's just got a few artifacts that need to be taken off. It stuck to the bed just fine. I still have slight, this is a problem with my printer right now where I have these gaps between the outer perimeters and the inner fill, but this is not due to the design. This is due to the settings on my printer. A little bit farther up here, we'll see the next segment would be the compartment for the feather itself. And you can see here that we've got some nylon standoffs. This is actually an Adafruit Blue Fruit LE M0 under there with a proto wing on top. We're going to put switch jacks on top of this, mount them on there, and maybe some other things as well. I just wanted to make sure that the wing fit well. As you can see on the bottom, it has the 4 places for screws to go through to mount onto that board. They line up perfectly. I'm only using 2 of them, mainly because I'm going to take it apart for this demo. It's got these 2 tabs right here, which actually line up with these 2 tabs here. So these slots are made for these tabs to go in and latch to. And then there's also a hole right here, which is where the jack for the plug for the LiPo battery will go through. I'll do a full assembly of this in a second. I do want to show that once this is put together, the third piece, which is this top, slides right on and then presses down, and once snap fit on there, it fits perfectly. You'll see that this is now protected. There is a version of this that has no gap for the wing, in which case this would be a solid top. I like the fact that this goes through. We could have the NeoPixel wing up here or the Proto wing, whatever we're looking for. It does have room on the side here for a slide switch where we would short that between enable and ground so that we could turn the microcontroller off and still have the battery charge. And so this really does fit together very nicely. I'll go ahead and assemble this a little bit more to kind of show you how this works. We'll take the plug and stick it through here. There we go. And we'll pop this on. As you can see, that just snap fits together. Now I can mount this down. I would need to plug in the feather to that battery, but again, that can be done after the fact just by plugging this in right over here. I'll go ahead and pull off these nuts that are holding down this feather wing. Kind of show you how well the feather fits in here. So this pops right off. And I was just using a couple pieces of header to hold it in place. As you can see, this has got room for the feather. It's also got room for all of the feather wings, including the ones with the terminals on them. It's got room for that battery to pop up and screw in. It's exactly the right height for these standoffs to just make it, so I'm very happy with that. And all in all, really couldn't be much happier with the way this turned out. If you wanted to use this just to have access to the headers, you could do it just like that. You have full access to these headers while it's enclosed in the case. Now, is there anything that I would change on this? Oh, maybe a few. I mean, I'll slap AT Maker somewhere on the side sometime. But a couple things that we did, I can show that it came out as flaws on ours. I don't think they're major. If you look at the, so I can get that to focus. Maybe it's too close. Hold on. There you go. If you look at the actual opening for the USB port, it doesn't sag, which was a problem we had with one of the early prototypes, but it certainly does have a lot of the artifacts here that would need to be cleaned up a little bit better. I think, first of all, this is fine with me. I'm very happy just the way that it is. It lines up perfectly. The USB slides in there just fine, and these little nubs don't really bother me that much. A little bit of sandpaper could probably clean this up a lot more. I don't know how well PETG sands, so I thought I'd make the video fresh off the printer. And then we can clean up if we have to. So that'd be one change I'd make. I don't know. It's just about exactly what we asked for. So there's not a lot needed as far as adjusting this. Now, as for what are we going to do with this, we're probably going to use this as the base for a project that I believe is going to be called Aphid, which will act to help us get folks more easily integrated with HID devices. So that's probably the first thing this case will be used for us. I think it's perfect. I think it is just exactly what we wanted. Couldn't be much happier. And I look forward to writing up the guides for the other parts of this project. But if you guys need a box for your feathers, these fit perfectly, and I couldn't be much happier. So Noah and Pedro, thank you very much.